we have started off with a podcast series, Nalanda Dialogues. So as of now, we have interviewed primarily the nationalities from 13 different countries. So to project the image of India and share their opinion. And we have had a session with a few of your batchmates also. So we'll take a few questions, generic about that. So you come from the state of Uttarakhand, the very beautiful and unexploited natural beauty. So please tell us a few things about Uttarakhand, which the common people might not know.
Um, Sir, few things is that one that Uttarakhand has a lot of unexplored places.
Yeah.
Mostly the towns that have been settled, they have been settled by the colonial rulers.
Mhm.
So a lot of villages in Garhwal region and Kumaon region, they have been unexplored. So I
Mhm.
think one is that, like Jageshwar Dham, we very few people know about it, and
Yeah.
most of the people they visit only Kedarnath in Uttarakhand. So
Mhm.
these places like these, I think, need more advertisement. And second is, sir, the food of Uttarakhand. I just absolutely love the food of Uttarakhand because it is healthy. You don't have to compromise on your health by eating the food in Uttarakhand, locally prepared food, and it is nutritious at the same time. We have lot of millets and local vegetables that are included in the dishes. So whenever you visit Uttarakhand, please take visit any local restaurant, and please take the enjoy the delicacies of Uttarakhand. And the third would be, sir, that the adventure sports in Uttarakhand are also very popular. I think that
Mhm.
is also that also needs more exploring and more advertisement. And
Mhm.
so I think so these three things are what is not as much advertised about Uttarakhand.
Yeah, yeah. And when it comes to the drive to join the civil services, any particular person or any particular incident that was the final trigger or that motivated you to join the services?
Sir, I think I was doing my master's from Himachal Pradesh. I was in IIT Mandi. And when I compared the tourism level of Himachal and Uttarakhand, there is a very stark difference. The tourism in Himachal is way more advanced and way more advertised and way more popular compared to Uttarakhand, even though both of them have similar locations and similar places to offer. So I think one was I wanted to be in a position where I could make that change and bring that kind of tourism level to Uttarakhand also. And the second trigger point was that, sir, I once visited my mother is a government teacher. So I once visited her school and I saw the infrastructure was still very at a very minimal level, at a very base level in government schools. So I think that was also a trigger that kind of gave me a purpose or showed me a way in life that maybe we only have to work hard to get into civil services, and once we do, we are in a position where we can make changes in the lives of others. So I think I those two were my major trigger incidents that pushed me towards civil services.
Exactly, I completely agree. Both the tourism part, I have had the opportunity to visit both Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. So yes, there is a lot of difference. But
Yes,
if we look for the positive side, excessive and intrusive tourism also comes with its own set of challenges.
yes, sir.
So it is very important to strike that
Balance.
balance. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I'm sure you as an officer will deal with it very deftly and very smartly.
Thank you.
Um, being a female, did you still believe, do you still think that there are structural bottlenecks in our society that prevent a woman from striving for her ambitions and going for pursuing her dreams?
So I do think that we are changing, but yes, there are structural bottlenecks that are still in play, especially in the lower strata of the society. And
Mhm,
like for example, in my case, the family that I come from, there is a there is the pressure was of marriage, that you reach a certain age and then the society pressurizes you to get married, to get settled as soon as possible, because the age factor comes into play. And
mhm,
but for the lower strata, there are issues of economic investment on a girl, because still it is believed that she is a pariah dhan, or that she has to go to some other home. So the investments are not made on her. So for her to pursue her dream, I think she has to be self dependent first. She should
mhm,
be financially independent, and then she can finance her dreams. So I
mhm,
think there are structural bottlenecks, and we as a society should be cognizant of that. Even if we can't do to improve it, in a very short span of time, we won't be able to do much about it. It won't be a rapid change, but we should be cognizant of that, so that we are more kinder towards our female counterparts, or and we lend a supporting hand to them.
very true. And another interesting development on an unfortunate side is so every year a few hundred candidates make it to the final list, and for every one of them there are thousands who do not make it to the list.
Yes.
So, and they are completely forgotten, at least for the first few days after results are
Hmm.
declared. And the kind of agony and pain they go through, that is difficult to express in words.
Yes.
So, and this is not just for this exam, but for life in general.
Yes.
So, what would you suggest to deal with such low phases and failures in life?
So I have also been there a lot of times, not finding a name in the list, and I was failing at the first stage only. So there was also a question on my credibility as an civil services aspirant. So I think when failures stuck you, not in this exam or in life, I think what I used to do was I should tell myself that take a day at a time, take one day at a time, and try to do whatever task you have in that day. So I had written this in front of my table, that work is worship. That whatever work has been given to you, if you are an aspirant, then your work is to prepare for civil services examination. So just do that every day, and rest, leave it to God or whatever you believe in. And secondly, sir, in civil services particularly, you have to decide a time where you have to exit the preparation. So there will be
Mhm,
a time limit. This exam requires 2 to 3 years of dedicated study, and that you should be giving your with full effort and wholeheartedness. But after that, if you think that you have given your 100%, then there is no shame in exiting this journey and finding a backup plan and executing that, and still trying in this exam. You can, after 2 to 3 years of dedicated preparation, you can still prepare for this exam along with the backup plan. So I think these two things would be very, very crucial for someone who is in the failure stage right now. That do whatever is assigned to you at this particular point of time, and secondly, find and execute a backup plan.
mhm. Yeah, very correct. Dikshita, so one final question. I know you must be keeping extremely busy these days. So many new challenges are facing the youth generation currently. So especially the teens, because the old days, the social norms were such that they used to cater to most of the phases of the life. But all these norms are kind of facing challenges from the emerging technologies and the consequent change in the value system. So, for example, these one of them is the relationship issues. This is something which still does not have social validation. and the youths, they have to deal with themselves. They are the ones, they cannot even discuss it with anybody, and they often find it very difficult. So this is just one example. There could be many other things. So what is your message to the youths and especially the teenagers about how to channelize this and balance this with the family norms and values and expectations?
Sir, I think for youngsters, there will always be a generation gap with their parents,
Mhm.
and it will always be difficult for the older generation to understand and accept the younger generation's way of life.
Mhm.
Whenever you are in a difficult situation and you're finding it difficult that your parents are not understanding you, I think your friends will help you a lot in that case, and they will help you. They will understand you, and they will also help you find the solution to your problem. And sir, also there are so many podcasts these days by so many influential youngsters. I think that also can be a way to find solutions to your problems. They also cater to a lot of youth problems, whether it is relationship or career advice or all of that. So I think
Mhm.
that also can be a way to find your solution to your problems. And thirdly is, sir, that if you're facing mental health issues because of any kind of problem, then there is no harm in taking help. So if your parents don't understand the mental health taboo, that is also a case nowadays, that parents also don't understand that their child may be going through depression or anxiety or these things. So if you're not able to find help through your parents, find help through your friends or teachers. They will help you. And there are also online platforms that are catering to mental health. A lot of counseling take place through that. So I think that can be taken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your comments on the mental health part, I missed that part. That is another very serious issue that is facing the youth, and especially those who are in the examination process or in any competitive journey as such.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, Dikshita, for your precious time and invaluable inputs.